Give it a wide berth.
Why's that?
Him have plenty watchmen. And guns, machine gun, and radar. Friends of mine have landed there, and him never been seen again. You tell the truth, Captain? That crab key scare me plenty.
Two old granddad with branch water.
Thanks. Happy days.
Happy nights, Captain. What is it? What do you see?
Over there by the bar. That Chinese girl from the airport. Bring her over. I want to know what she's up to.
Sure, will do. Evening, Missy. Captain like to take a drink with me.
I'm busy.
You got time for a drink?
Let go of my arm. You're hurting.
Come and take a drink with the captain.
Well, you again. I see you've got your camera and flashbulbs. You're a hard-working girl.
I'm taking pictures of the night spots.
I thought you were taking another picture of me.
The first one didn't come out. Tell this man to leave me alone.
What's your name?
Mind your own business.
Quarrel?
No! That hurts! Stop it! Annabelle Chung.
Let's ask your friend what he knows about her.
Hey, push fella!
Let go of my arm.
All in good time.
Something wrong, boss?
This girl, ever seen her before?
She come here sometimes. She be in a nuisance. Want for me to send her away?
No need for that. She says her name's Annabelle Chung. Would you call the cleaner and see if they've heard of her?
Sure, boss.
Well, now, Annabelle, why didn't you ask that man to rescue you?
Screw you.
Why are you so anxious to get my picture?
It's my job.
Who are you working for?
The cleaner, I told you.
Quarrel, see if you can persuade her to be a little more cooperative.
Reckon I can do that, Captain.
No!
Take it easy, miss. I ain't even started yet.
It's okay, boss. You know Annabelle Chung. She one of their freelance girls.
Thanks.
See? I told you.
You still haven't told me who wants my picture.
And I'm not going to. Limey scum.
Don't speak to Captain like that.
Coach, she got something in her hand.
Let go of me.
I'm gonna teach you manners.
Yeah!
Oh,
Little bitch!
Next time, I smash it in your eye.
she plenty tough, this gal. You want for me break she arm?
No, leave her alone. Let her go. We'll get nothing out of her.
He'll get you. He'll get you, you bastards. He'll get you.
You all right, Quarrel?
Sure.
You better put some plaster on that cheek of yours.
What she cut me with?
One of her flashbulbs.
That was some tough baby, Captain.
Come on, let's eat. How about broiled lobster followed by rare steak and native vegetables?
Yeah, sounds good to me, Captain. Sounds good.
Bond sat on his balcony smoking his first cigarette of the day. He had a gut feeling that Strangways and the girl had been killed. But why? Almost certainly something to do with Crab Key and those birds, the roseate spoonbills. But what could be so important about an island full of bird droppings? Presumably somebody knew or suspected that the Secret Service would investigate Strangway's disappearance, which must be why Bond had been followed by the Chinese girl and the airport taxi. And what part, if any, did Dr. No play in all this? There was nothing on him in records, and a signal to the FBI had been negative. But Quarrel was scared of Dr. No and Crab Key. That was odd. Cayman Islanders, least of all Quarrel, do not scare easily. Perhaps the Colonial Secretary might be able to provide some of the answers. He was a pipe-smoking old Harrovian called Pladle Smith.
Bond? James Bond? Yes, by Jove. You were the chap who was mixed up in that treasure business 4 or 5 years ago. By Jove. Found the file lying around only the other day. What a lark. I say, we should start another bonfire like that here, stir the place up a bit.
This file of mine you saw, how come it was lying around?
I saw it on my secretary's desk. She's a new girl. Said she was trying to get up to date with the files. Mind you, there were plenty of other files on her desk. It was just yours that caught my eye.
Oh, I see. Well, that explains it. Sorry to be nosy.
Well, it's your job, I suppose. So what's the problem? I bet it's a damn sight more interesting than all that muck in my in tray.
What do you know about Crab Key and the Chinaman who owns it?
Very little, I'm afraid. I know something about the guano business. But as far as Crab Key is concerned, I'm afraid it's a question of trawling through the files. Miss Tarrow, the file on Crab Key, please. The one on the sale of the place and the one on Dr. No. Guano is bird dung, as I'm sure you know. The best natural fertilizer in the world. Fetches $50 a ton. The Chinaman must be a wily devil. Ships the stuff direct to Antwerp. Must have made a fortune.
How much is it worth, do you suppose? Crab Key.
The birds themselves are extremely valuable. Each pair produces about $2 worth of guano a year without any expense to the owner. Say they're worth $15 a pair, and say there are 100,000 birds on Crab Key, which is a reasonable guess based on the figures we have. That makes his birds worth $1.5 million. Pretty valuable property. Add the value of the installations, say another $1 million, and you've got a small fortune. Come in. Yes, Miss Taro.
Very sorry, sir. We can't find those files anywhere.
What do you mean? Who had them last?
Commander Strangway, sir.
Well, I remember distinctly him bringing them back to this room. What happened to them?
I don't know, sir. The covers are there, but there's nothing inside them.
Bond glanced at the girl and smiled grimly to himself. Like Dr. No, like Miss Annabel Chung, the demure, efficient-looking secretary in horn-rimmed glasses was Chinese.
Good evening, Mr. Bond.
Good evening. Any messages?
No messages, sir. But a basket of fruit came from King's house. The delivery boy took it up to your room.
Did you recognize the delivery boy?
No, sir. He was a colored boy. Said he was from the ADC's office.
King's House, can I help you?
I'd like to speak to the Colonial Secretary.
May I have your name, please?
Bond. James Bond.
One moment.
Bond, what can I do for you?
Did somebody in King's House send me a basket of fruit?
Fruit?
Tangerines, pink bananas, nectarines.
Not as far as I know.
There's a typewritten note saying, with the compliments of His Excellency the Governor.
How weird.
Weirder still, each fruit has a tiny pinhole near the stalk, almost invisible.
What does that mean?
That's what I intend to find out. Is there a public analyst in Kingston?
There is.
I'll put the fruit in a box and send it round. Perhaps you could pass it on to him.
Of course.
I don't want my name to come into this.
I understand.
Let me know what the analyst has to say.
I will indeed. Anything else I can do for you?
No, thanks.
What are you doing for dinner?
I'll grab something in the hotel. I want an early night.
Oh, right. Sleep well.
Not a bad dinner. Grilled fish, haricot vert, half bottle of Poulini Montrachet, which I was pleasantly surprised to find on the card. Back to the room at 10:15. Undress. Asleep in 5 minutes. And then, 3 o'clock in the morning. Suddenly awake. Why? Lie very still. Listening. Listening. Something must have disturbed me. What? Move carefully. Gently pull back the single cotton sheet. Hear nothing. See nothing. Slide body to edge of bed. Stop. Keep still. Keep very still. Something moving on my right ankle. Crawling up the inside of my shin. Insect of some sort. A big one. As long as my hand. Dozens of tiny feet lightly touching my skin. Keep still. Keep still. A tropical centipede. Remember seeing one, natural history specimen in a museum. Pale brown and flat, 5 or 6 inches long. On either side of the blunt head, curved poison claws. The label on the bottle said its poison was mortal if it hit an artery. It's reached my knee. Oh, God. I must move. Must not move. Not even tremble. I feel it. I feel it. Crossing my stomach. Up to my chest. Stopped. What's it doing? I can feel its blunt head twisting blindly to and fro. Moving again. Onto my neck. Into the stubble of my chin. Corner of my mouth. Along the nose. Across the forehead. It stops again. Doesn't move. Doesn't move. Doesn't move. Any moment now my limbs will start to shake. crampling ache of fear. Can I control it? Can I? It's on the move. Into the forest of hair. Slowly it walks out of my hair onto the pillow. I can hear the rows of feet picking at the crisply laundered cotton. I see one of my shoes. Is it within reach? If I don't kill the centipede first time, it'll scuttle away and I'll never find it. Take a chance. Out of bed. Grab the shoe.
More coffee, Quarrel?
Thanks, Captain.
What do you know about centipedes?
Centipedes? Oh, we got some bad ones here in Jamaica. They kills folk. They mostly live in them old houses in Kingston. They loves the rotten wood and the moldy places.
Would you expect to find one in a modern house? In your shoe, perhaps? In a drawer? In your bed?
No, sir. Not unless someone put it there on purpose. There's dirty living insects. They not love the clean places.
James Bond?
Pladle Smith,
What news?
I think you should change your greengrocer. That basket of fruit contained enough cyanide to kill a horse.
Right. Thanks.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
I will.
Captain, begging your pardon, but can you tell me what you have in mind for we? I've been puzzling and I can't seem to figure out your game.
I've hardly figured it out myself, Quarrel. As I told you, I'm here because Commander Strangways and his secretary have disappeared. Most people think they've gone off together. I think they've been murdered.
That's so. Who you think's done it?
I don't know who did it, but I think Dr. No, that Chinaman on Crab Key, had it done. Strangways was poking his nose into this man's affairs, something to do with a bird sanctuary. And as you told me yourself, Dr. No has a mania for privacy.
So what you gonna do about it?
I was thinking that in a couple of days, you and I might go and take a look at Crab Key. Just sniff around. We needn't get too close to Dr. No's end. I want to take a look at this bird sanctuary, see for myself what happened to the warden's camp.
I think you're plumb crazy, Captain.
Maybe. Will you come with me?
Sure, I'm your man. Just one thing, Captain. I have some folks back in the Caymans. Would you consider taking out a life insurance on me before we sail?
Of course. I'm going to Port Maria tomorrow, doing some research at the Jamaica Institute. I'll fix the insurance at the same time. We'll make it big. Say £5,000.
Thanks, Captain.
I'm afraid this is the only map of Crab Key we've got in the Institute. Ordnance Survey dated 1910.
Fine, let's have a look.
The overall area of the island is about 50 square miles. 3/4 of this is swamp and shallow lake. A smallish river runs from the lake to the sea here on the south coast.
And this, to the west?
A hill, 500 feet high.
Oh.
The main guano deposits are here at the foot of the hill.
No sign of a road? No sign of any habitation?
No, sir.
This Chinaman, Dr. No, he must have done quite a bit of building and development.
Yes, but we have no record of it.
Well, thanks for your help.
When we go to Crab Key, where you reckon to land?
South shore, near the mouth of the river. I had a look at a map in the Jamaica Institute. We can go up the river to the lake. That's where the warden's camp must have been.
This mighty rough country. Marsh and mangrove. How long are we staying?
Better plan for 3 days. Weather may break. Stop us getting off for a night or two.
Can't take a whole lot of food with us. No tobacco. Can't risk smoking light.
Take a couple of good hunting knives. And a couple of guns. You never can tell. The Undertaker's wind that blows at night from the center of the island clatters softly in the tops of the palm trees. The fireflies, the blinker-blinks, as Quarrel calls them, come out and begin flashing their sexual moors. There's a melancholy feeling in the tropical dusk. Another slug of Canadian Club is called for. What am I drinking for? Is it perhaps because of the 30 miles of Black Sea we have to cross tonight? Is it because we're going into the unknown? Is it because of Dr. No?
Time to go, Captain.